Hey, Nadia.
Hello.
Hello, listeners. It's been a
Hi,
bit.
everybody.
Well, we skipped a week.
Mhm. I don't know if they know that.
That's true. They weren't waiting for the next episode. Probably not.
Hopefully.
So I am looking at myself in this video. This podcast is also recorded video, and I'm looking like tired.
Same.
It's interesting for me to look at myself in the mirror or on video
Mhm.
or because I still truly feel younger, like my interests are similar to when I was younger.
Mhm.
My energy level's not too low or anything. I still feel like kind of zippy and zesty.
Mhm.
But then I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look different than I feel. Do you ever feel that? Do you ever think that way or no? It's not a thought
I
in your
mean,
head.
like, it just, I guess quote unquote, recently just went through puberty. So, yes, I have felt that way.
Like, when you went through
I think,
puberty, did you look in the mirror and, like, before you actually saw yourself, think you looked one way, and then you actually saw yourself in the mirror and you're like, "Oh my god, I look a different way?"
I maybe not like look, but felt. I mean, you're talking to someone. I'm still what 21. I think I go through that on a daily basis. I think that thought goes through my head all the time, and also because my body is changing all the time, and the way that I see myself and everything else like changes all the time. So yes, I mean probably not to the extent that you're thinking about it, but or to a different extent, I guess I should say. But yeah, I have felt that way. It's kind of weird
Yeah,
feeling.
well, being that I am 48, the women around me being that I'm 48 and the fact that it's super talked about on social media, at least on my social media,
Mhm.
I am thinking about menopause all the time. Like, it comes up on my
Mhm.
social media, it comes up at work with women my age. Recently went to a funeral and, it was the father of a friend of mine. And so there were a few people there from college. And like, I feel like women my age, all they do is talk about hormone replacement or not all they do. That's not really true. That's an exaggeration. But oftentimes
Mhm.
when they're like, oh my God, I forgot it's perimenopause. Oh my God, I'm so tired. It's perimenopause.
Mhm.
And yes, I mean, there's a lot of education out there about perimenopause symptoms and menopause symptoms. So
Mhm.
people are, thank goodness, knowing why they're feeling a certain way because around the time when you have these hormonal shifts, lots of different symptoms can happen. And I'm curious if you know what some of the symptoms are related. Like, when you think of menopause and perimenopause, what symptoms do you think of?
Well, I feel like we talked a little bit about this when we brought Tanya on, but
Mhm.
I think the main thing is like hot flashes. But I mean, like that's what is advertised and not advertised, but like talked about in movies, nothing else. But I can only assume, I don't really know the others, but I can only assume what you might experience.
Yeah, I wonder why the hot flashes got so popular. And maybe they're the most common thing. I don't know, but like people will talk about that they're having their own personal summer or something. And I
Mhm.
think it gets in the way of life. Like, all of a sudden you're so hot and your partner's the same temperature as always. And then you want like the air conditioner turned on at night and they're freezing,
Mhm.
or you
Yeah.
can't sleep as well because you're waking up like super hot, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think it changes like the dynamics in the household sometimes and even at work. Like,
Mhm.
I've been told that sometimes when they're at work with a woman
Mhm.
who's going through menopause,
Mhm.
like they will like turn on the air conditioner. Everybody else at work is like freezing and they're
Uh-huh.
like controlling the temperature for their needs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, so I guess maybe that's why, and it's the most kind of unusual thing, but the symptoms that are we're not sure if it's menopause is like forgetfulness or changes in mood, or
Mhm.
there are sexual dysfunction things too related to like
Yeah.
pain with intercourse happening because of symptoms associated with menopause.
Didn't
And
we talk about, like, with Tanya, like, vaginal dryness
with
and
all of these symptoms being talked about, thank goodness we know where they're coming from. Like sometimes
right.
when you're having extra anxiety, it's not because you need anxiety medication, it's maybe because you need hormone replacement, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good that we know that. But now I am like so like even more fearful of like what's going to happen to me during this
Yeah.
shift, you know? And so last
Yeah.
month, dun dun dun, I missed my first period
Hmm.
and I'm not
Uh-oh.
pregnant. You know, it'd be
Uh-oh.
funny though if I was pregnant. But
No,
I'm not pregnant.
that's not funny. That's really not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. Yeah. I feel like as you're explaining this, like, that's just like the what we have to deal with, I guess, being a woman is like everything that you're talking about, I experience it in a different form in relation to my period. Like, everything, every feeling you go through throughout the day, or like something, a body change, something on your, like acne changes, hair changes, the clumsiness, like pain in your joints, like everything can and is blamed on where you're at in your periods, in your menstrual cycle. Like, I can be like, oh, I'm gonna get my period in 2 weeks, so I know I'm gonna break out soon. Which is kind of crazy because 2 weeks until your period is pretty much all the time. But yeah, so I think it's kind of crazy. You kind of can never escape, blaming things on your body, even though these aren't things that we can avoid. They're gonna happen anyways.
Yeah. So the thing about hormone replacement is that it's apparently, based on research, can be protective of multiple things like
Mhm.
brain health, bone health. Let's just say brain and bone health, right? Heart health.
Mhm.
So these are important
Mhm.
things: brain, bone, heart.
Right.
And when you're going through menopause, you can lose bone density. When you are, as you age, you get worried that you're going to have some sort of like dementia or forgetfulness.
Mhm.
And obviously, like heart issues, like, I mean,
Right.
heart conditions are a big killer for women.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so you want, like, you do all kinds of things to protect you from bone bone atrophy, brain atrophy, and heart atrophy and heart like
Mm.
problems. One of those things apparently that you can do is take hormone replacement, estrogen, progesterone. And so
Right.
I haven't done that yet, but I don't have
Yeah.
any other symptoms other than the
Mhm.
fact that I missed my period. Like, I don't, knock on wood, no hot flashes or any of those other things that we just talked
Yeah.
about. So I'm like, does that mean I should just take it just in case?
Yeah.
Or should I wait until there are symptoms? Because I'm not a really big like pill taker. Like, I don't like to take
Yeah.
pills unless I need them, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like this is a conversation for your doctor.
Not for you.
I don't think I can tell you what to do.
I am
I don't know.
curious
I feel
after you
like,
heard all of that, what you would do, what
I
you would
don't
do
know.
for
I
you.
think I would take hormone therapy or whatever if it was affecting my everyday life. Like, I think I tend to I know we've had this conversation before on here, but like, you are very much against taking Advil until like the last possible. I mean, you only take it the last possible second when you're experiencing the most pain or whatever. And I tend to, well, sometimes I do that, and sometimes I don't. So like, I know when it's necessary and when it's not. So I wouldn't want to take it unnecessarily. Talking about like hormones. But so I would take it if it's affecting my everyday life, unless there were like, in however many years it is until I go through menopause, like if there are studies that show that taking it early, like I don't know, helps in the long run.
I think there are
But
studies that show
as
that.
I mean, one of my classes, I've just decided to do all my projects on women's health in that class. Or like I decided on one project on women's health and then the topic I chose there like ended up having to be used for all the rest of them. And like my main thing that I've been focused on the last project is that there's just not enough research on women's health or funding in general. So it's hard to like get these accurate conclusions for people when
Uh-huh.
there aren't any or there's very
Uh-huh.
few. So you don't know what to trust and what not to.
So the other thing that's come up in my mind is what this means, what this I'm getting like too dramatic about this, but it kind of makes me feel about what my role, like what being in the society as a woman, as a female is,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
think we've grown up, I grew up, and I think maybe you grew up always
Yeah.
thinking that women are supposed to be like, first of all,
Mhm.
um, with, feminine meaning like, I don't know, long hair, long, soft, healthy hair and
Yeah.
a certain figure and like,
Right.
whatever. And then
Yeah.
also like, and women are meant to be like, we're often objectified and often given like positive reinforcement for
Mhm.
looking attractive.
Right.
And we're also told that underlying told that one of our most important things to do as women is to like carry babies and then
Right.
take care of babies. And so with menopause comes like like all those things go away, like
Mm.
the hair loss, the like whatever figure that social media
Mhm.
or like pop culture tells us we're
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
have and have babies. And so it's like, I don't know, it's kind of messing a little bit with my head. Like, I know logically as a woman, like, it doesn't, those things shouldn't matter as much. And I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to stay within those like boundaries. But I've been
Yeah.
told it my whole life. And so now it's like kind of messing with my head a little bit. Can you
Yeah.
relate?
Yeah. There's a lot of words that were just exchanged. Now I've lost my train of thought. I guess
Are you saying you weren't listening?
no, I was. And then I was thinking about my own things and then I got lost. But yes, I do. And I also think like when I was talking about like periods and how like the relationship I mean, the similarities between how we can blame everything on our period and menopause, whatever. Like everything is surrounded around this like one thing, or not one thing. We're defined by this one bodily function that happens to us, and everything revolves around that. And you want to like stay within what society wants, but obviously things are changing, so you also want to go against the grain. I don't know. It's like the type of thing where it's like poor women. Like we go through so much and we have to deal with so much and there's not a lot of room for grace. Like you can't, I don't know. I feel like obviously men experience life very differently. Not to say that they don't experience like hard, but it just feels like hard things or hard decisions every single day and can't escape it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it could either be your period or whatever, or it could be like, oh, I don't think I should wear that because I don't know. I'm just making things up, but you know, most girls don't wear this, Anyways, besides a daily internal struggle.
I guess guys maybe have this a little bit like they're supposed to be super like dependable, physically strong, have a good job, tall,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah. I think
They
it's just like,
they talk
yeah.
about their hair loss a lot.
Yeah. But it's like, there's that. It's true. They do go through a lot. Like, I think it's a lot physically that they go through or like expectations. But I just feel like in general, more is expected of women. Like, you go through all these things, but you have to like, present yourself like you're not.
Mhm.
And, I mean, that is just sounds, like, sad and not motivating, but it is also, like, something to be proud of in a sense. Like, I always feel very in touch with my body and, like, feel like I have a lot of control with what I can put in it and also, like, I don't know, just mentally. And I think my period has made me very, like, aware of how my body's feeling or what it needs or what it doesn't. So that, in a sense, can be empowering.
Yeah. Women are pretty magical, actually. I
Yeah.
think as a whole, we have like are more sensitive to
Mhm.
senses, our intuition. Like it's a
Yeah.
little stronger in us. We depend on our intuition a little bit more and
Mhm.
it like can actually help situations. We're able
Yeah.
to grow a human inside of us. Like
Yeah.
literally just
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
we're an oven and or like,
Yeah.
like some sort of machine that creates a
Yeah.
human. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah. It is really crazy. And it's hard to, like, you know, think about the good and experience the bad at the same time, but it is. And we talked a lot about witches and when we talked about our tarot card stuff and how some people feel like they're witches, but I feel like all women are witches a little bit in their own way,
I think so
in a
too.
cool way, because I don't think we could survive without our intuition, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know.
That got deep. Got deep. What it means to be a woman, but also I feel slightly exposed talking about where I am in my menstrual career.
Well, I've kind of exposed myself quite a bit on this, so it's only fair.
It's true. It's true. All right. Nice talking to you. Oh, and
Nice talking to you.
congratulations. I think you got a co-op, right?
Yes, I did. Yay!
Maybe we'll talk about your co-op next time.
Yeah, or when I start the co-op,
All right.
probably
But you
be
want to tell the
better.
audience what it is for?
It is clinical research at Mass General Hospital, working on two projects or two research projects relating to food insecurity and food banks and Medicaid, all that, SNAP benefits. So, pretty
Very,
cool.
yeah, very important stuff going. I mean, like, for this, especially for what's going on these days.
Yes,
Mhm.
agreed.
All right. Talk to you
Bye,
next time. Bye,
everybody.
everybody.